What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of the God Next podcast. I'm your co-host, Donovan Moore, with our man, the myth, the legend, Mitchell Baldwin. What's going on, Mitch? How the last couple of weeks been going for you, man?
Man, it's been great, dog. I was down in Fort Lauderdale, went to Disney World for a few days, man. So I'm just glad to be back at school, getting back to the routine and all that. How about you, my guy?
Living good, man. Living good. Can't complain. So we coming at y'all today. You already know, straight NFL news. Unfortunately, B couldn't make it. He has other things he has to tend to during the daytime. But coming at y'all with Russell Wilson talk, a couple other NFL headlines that are just out there, a couple rumors. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and what more can we say? Enjoy the show.
You ready, Playboy?
Yo, turn it up, Sly. I can't hear nothing.
Breaking news coming hot from the NFL yesterday that might have overshadowed the Aaron Rodgers news, of course. Russell Wilson traded to the Denver Broncos. Now, in this one, the Broncos gave up, I think, a fair package for Russell Wilson. They gave up 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. I believe Noah Fant, one of their D linemen, I think his name was something.
Shelby Harris and Drew Lock.
And Drew Lock. So Drew Lock, who was pretty much very well underperforming for his first-round pick status. And honestly, I think that was a great move for the Broncos. They have a pretty solid roster, decent weapons there. They got a good team all around. Their missing piece was the quarterback position. So to get Russell Wilson at the price they got him at, I feel like that was a great move for Denver. What do you think about that?
I definitely think that they just needed a quarterback. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock are just kind of very average. You know what I mean? It's not really a high ceiling that you can get with them. So I think Russell Wilson definitely just kind of accelerates them, and they kind of needed that QB play as hard as their division is with all the good quarterbacks and good teams in their division. So I just like to see, it's good to see that they're taking a swing at it and trying to compete in their division.
Do you think this makes the Broncos Super Bowl contenders now? Are you putting them in that convo? The AFC is loaded with quarterbacks. You still got Buffalo, Kansas City, Cincinnati, who we just saw make a run. You can't forget about Baltimore and Lamar. You got the Chargers. It's getting hectic out there.
I agree, but I can't say right now definitively that it makes them a Super Bowl contender. I can't say that, but I'm not going to rule it out at all because they definitely have weapons. You know, you got Jerry Jeudy, you got Tim Patrick on that side, you got Shelby Harris that they were talking about. No, they just got rid of Shelby Harris. We got Cortland Sutton, Patrick Surtain on the other side, on the defensive side. So they definitely have some weapons. I mean, their defense is pretty solid. They honestly just needed a quarterback. So it really kind of just comes down to what version of Russell Wilson you're going to get. I mean, if you get that, I mean, he has double-digit wins, I think, in every season except for 2. And I think that one of the seasons, 9 wins. It was last year, and then I think this year where they kind of underperformed as well. So, I mean, it really just depends on what version of Russell Wilson they're going to get. I think that he's going to be motivated to win for sure. And he's going to be smoking that good pack down there in Denver, though, for sure, though.
I think I have an alter ego. His name's Mr. Unlimited. Yeah, you got to be unlimited. You know, you got to have a thought process of being unlimited.
It's going to be interesting to see for sure.
So what do you think? You think they're a Super Bowl contender?
Not yet.
Yeah. I agree.
Not yet, because they might not even win their division, but I think they'll still be around that wild card spot. Like they're going to make some noise for sure. Like you said, it just depends on which Russell Wilson they get. If they get the Russell Wilson as an MVP caliber player in like the first 6-7 weeks of the season, they're going to be scary. But if they also get the Russell Wilson that kind of tails off towards the back end of the season, that could also be a concern as well, because they have a tough division. It's not the NFC West. Well, the NFC West wasn't that bad either. That was a really good division, but this one is loaded with quarterbacks. Derek Carr's no slouch either, and he might be the worst quarterback in the division.
No,
and we know how good he is. So that's going to be a bloodbath for 6 games out of their season. So it's going to be interesting for sure to see what the Broncos can do.
Let's move on to the Cowboys, man. We got a salary cap situation going down in Dallas, man, and it's unfortunate to talk about being a fan of the team, man. It looks like we got to get rid of some big pieces just to make this thing work, make it keep going. But I think we're making some questionable decisions, and I think that we are doomed. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just tweeted that out the other day. I think giving Dak Prescott that $75 million contract, I think that has handicapped us significantly.
You've been saying that from the start.
You said
you've been saying that from the start.
Oh, I was never a fan of Dak Prescott from the very beginning. Everybody knows this. I think $75 million for a fourth-round quarterback is way too much. And I feel like we're just kind of forcing the issue with him being the franchise quarterback instead of really seeing what they're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Dak is really good when he's good, but, man, he be dipping. And it's a bunch of peaks and valleys with that, man. And it's never really consistent. You can't win without consistency, basically. So to put $75 million into an inconsistent quarterback is just, man, it's going to handicap us. And I really wanted to keep Amari Cooper, honestly, but it looks like we're going to be keeping Michael Gallup instead, which is unfortunate because, I mean, he has a big injury history as well. So it's like I don't know why we're going to sign him to a long-term contract when Amari Cooper, I think, is better than him personally. I just, bro, imagine the wide receiver lineup of CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper going forward, man. Like that's good right there. And I think it's time to move on from Ezekiel Elliott. I think that we should be able to pick up something for him around, but we need to be shopping him immediately. He's just not it no more, bro. Like he's just not it. Like I can't believe in him anymore, bro. I can't. Like he gets all the snaps in the world and he just can't do anything with him. I swear, like no matter how many snaps he gets, he's gonna end up with 40 yards. And it's just disgusting at this point. It's terrible, bro. And we got to get rid of D-Law. And this was probably the best D-Law we've seen since he's been on the team in the last 2-3 years. So we got to get rid of a good D-Law right now. We got to get rid of Amari Cooper and maybe Randy Gregory at some point. Like, it's a shit show. I'm not going to lie to you. Shit show in Dallas, man. How do you feel about the situation in Dallas?
As a Washington fan, I'm excited. I'm excited, man. You know, Amari Cooper, he kind of tailed off to the end of last season a little bit. I think he wasn't really happy. He wasn't really getting as many targets. But when you get strapped in salary cap situations like Dallas is in right now, sometimes you got to make those tough decisions, those tough calls. Me personally, I probably would have got rid of Zeke before Amari Cooper because Tony Pollard is still right there. Yes. I would just rock with Tony Pollard and just draft another running back and kind of just work that in. But maybe that's why I'm not in an executive position in the NFL. So as a Cowboys fan, I guess you might have to see, just kind of trust Jerry Jones and trust what he does. Giving Dak Prescott that deal, that might come back to bite you, like you've been saying. It's put you guys in a tough position. You might get rid of some really good players that you know are beneficial and help the team just in order to keep other players. Because when you look around the corner, you're probably gonna have to give Trayvon Diggs a long-term deal. You're gonna have to give Micah Parsons a long-term deal, and then on top of that, with the money you give to Dak Prescott, and then CeeDee Lamb is probably coming up sometime soon too. So
you're gonna need an extension.
Like getting rid of Amari Cooper and other guys like that, it might be the tough decision, but it might be the ones you have to make in order to keep some of these other players. So it's gonna be interesting to see who they release. Where do you think Amari Cooper's gonna land? Assuming he does get cut, where do you think he's gonna go?
I'm trying to think of somewhere that needs it needs a receiver. Who do the Giants have as a receiver?
That's
I think I can kind of see him going somewhere right now. You said
the Patriots?
Yeah, the Patriots aren't bad. Like, there's a few places that just need receivers. I think I automatically thought the Eagles because I mean they got who's that? They got Devontae Smith already over there. Yeah. And but I think that if you have another receiver on top of that, it's going to be hard for any team to really keep up with either of them. So I could definitely see there's a few spots in the NFC East that could use some. I could use some receivers. I like the Patriots. Maybe the Broncos aren't done making some moves. Honestly, I think they might be looking to improve their roster as well. So there's definitely a lot of spots where I can see them fitting. But,
even the Packers, I feel like
the Packers too, man. That would be nice. That'd be super nice. Yeah, and I think that they need to make a lot of moves too, just to make it easier on Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, man. Because I mean, if he getting paid was $200 million, man, he's got to win a championship, man. In these next 4 years, he has to at least make it to the championship again. He's only made it one time, so man. Like I think that they might need to get some extra people in, but I just think that the way the Cowboys have managed this entire Dak Prescott situation has been terrible, man. I think that we should have got rid of Dak at his height because I feel like he can only go down at that point. Like we should have got rid of him and like when he was at his height and probably got like a top 7 quarterback in the NFL. Maybe we could have had Russell Wilson. Honestly, I would have loved to have Russell Wilson on our team. So I think we just managed it bad, and I think it's gonna come back to bite us, honestly. But I mean, I hope it doesn't, but I think it will. Honestly, I'm not a believer in Dak Prescott. I'm just not.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right, man. That's gonna do it for this episode of the God Next podcast, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Football off season is just gonna keep going, man. So we're gonna have some few episodes here and there, just talking about the updates on the off season. Anything else you want to say, D?
Not at all, man. Not at all. It's gonna be interesting. Free agency and the drafts around the corner, so more football content on the way very soon.
Absolutely. And we got something special for y'all coming this weekend, man. Make sure y'all look out. All right, we got a lot coming up, man. So make sure y'all tune in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that type of stuff. And we're gonna catch y'all next week. Peace.